Welcome, Soul Family. Today I want to teach you something ancient, something that has lived in humanity since the beginning of time, but has been buried under noise, fear, and forgetting. It is called the sacred law of the mother. Not mother in a biological sense, but mother as the original source of creation. The intelligence that guides how a soul arrives, how it grows, and how it returns home. This law is not myth, it is not dogma, it's a natural truth. It's part of truth. It's not an all-inclusive, but it's important elements. This is a universal pattern that all life follows, whether we remember it or not. And today, we are choosing to remember. So the first element of the soul's journey and the sacred law is that before life, the soul is invited. One of the most sacred truths is this: a soul chooses to come here. Not through force, not through fear, but through resonance. In ancient times, the womb was recognized as a doorway, a place where women could sense which souls were approaching and whether they were aligned with love, growth, and divine timing. Under the sacred law, incarnation begins with invitation, not coercion. This truth creates compassion for anyone who has ever struggled with identity, belonging, or the feeling of, I didn't choose this life. Well, you did. But parts of your early story may have obscured that knowing, and healing it reconnects you to yourself. The second element of the sacred law and the journey of the soul is that during gestation and birth, the womb is a threshold. Every culture once understood the same thing. Birth is not just biological, it is spiritual. A soul crossing into the body is one of the most sacred movements in existence. The mother's environment, her peace, her safety, her emotions shape the field that welcomes the soul. This is why ancient midwives created calmer births, soft voices, warm hands, and a gentle presence. They weren't performing rituals, they were protecting the field so the soul could arrive in peace. When we teach this, people remember that their earliest experiences shaped them, but not permanently. What was imprinted can be healed and rewritten because the soul was always whole. The third element of the sacred law of the soul's journey is that the soul, every soul, has a blueprint, and there is an element of integrity that is holding up that blueprint. For every soul comes in with a blueprint, a purpose, a nature, a rhythm. But life introduces noise, fear, pressure, expectations, survival patterns, emotional wounds. These do not destroy the blueprint, they only cover it. Under the sacred law, the soul is sovereign. Its essence cannot be erased. When we reconnect to stillness, to truth, to inner listening, the blueprint rises again. This is why healing often feels like remembering who you always were. It's not becoming someone new, it's coming home. The fourth element of the sacred law is that death is a sacred passage and not an ending. Death has been misunderstood for centuries, but across time, across cultures, the same knowing appears. Death is a threshold, not a disappearance. A soul leaving the body enters a sensitive, open state where clarity matters. Under the sacred law, every soul deserves peace, gentleness, and freedom at its crossing. Death workers, death doulas, and spiritual guides once helped souls orient and transition without fear. This wasn't superstition, it was love. We are remembering this now not to bring back old ways, but to return to compassion. The fifth element is that after death, the soul chooses release, return, or continuation. The sacred law holds one final truth. The soul remains free. After death, some souls return to source. Some join soul families. Some choose to come back. Some become helpers and guides. What matters is this: no soul is meant to be bound by guilt or fear. No soul is meant to be trapped in cycles it didn't choose. The soul's next movement is always guided by love and aligned with its highest evolution. The final closing to this is that the sacred law of the mother is not a doctrine. It is not something to memorize. It is a truth you already carry. As you hear these words, you're not learning, you're recognizing. You are a part of this law. You are a living expression of it, and remembering it restores your clarity, your power, and your place in this sacred story of life.